Welcome back, everyone. In this video segment, we're going to be taking a look at assembling your sensor. The sensor comes pretty much assembled as for a couple components, which are crucial to the data collection. First, we're going to take a look at the Lidar itself. You want to unravel the cable that it comes with and make sure that the GPS cable, the front, is sticking out of the front. Now you notice that there's a cable here as well, and this is considered the back of the Lidar, and this is considered the front of the Lidar. You want to take the back of the Lidar and you want to match it up with the B for the back of the 2D camera. So if you take a look at the Lidar itself, there are 4 holes that match up with the 4 threaded holes on the sensor. You want to take the back of the Lidar and match it with the back camera, and you want to place it on top. Now you want to take your Lidar screws that were mentioned previously, and you want to place them through each of the holes. Good. And now, with your 1/4-inch Allen key, you're going to tighten each screw very lightly for your first pass. So you're going to go around until you can just feel it tighten. After each screw is tightened lightly, you're going to go back and you're going to go until the screw bottoms out. You can pick any screw you want, and you're going to take it and you're going to just until it bottoms out. And then for your next screw, you're going to go across from your original one and tighten it. And then you can go to either side, tighten it. Well, it's tightening it here. As a visual inspection, you want to make sure that all the screws are sitting flush against the Lidar and they are fully threaded in. If there's any issues with this, please contact the support line provided and we will fix it. Do not operate the sensor if there's any issues with mounting the Lidar. For the next step, we are going to mount the 360. We're going to take the post that came in the Pelican case, and we're going to put it in the top of the Lidar mount. It is a 360 camera, so alignment isn't insanely critical, but as a best practice, it is good to align either side with the mounting plate. You're now going to take your 5mm Allen key. You're going to hold your post and you're going to tighten the screw that holds the post in. You should not be able to move this and you should not be able to pull this out. If there's any issues with mounting that, please contact us and we will fix it. But do not operate or put the GoPro on top of the sensor if there is an issue with the posts. Now for the next step, before we mount the GoPro, we are going to insert the SD card. The SD card comes in the adapter, so it's not to be lost, but you can grab it by the tab and pull it out. You want to take your GoPro and you want to find where the opening is that's the same size as the SD card. You now want to take the face side of the SD card and put it into the camera. You should push until you feel a spring, and then you should feel a catch. As an audio cue, you'll hear the SD card click into place. You should not be able to just slightly remove the SD card. You'll see that this GoPro does not come with a back panel. That is intended. As for the future steps, we will have the 90-degree adapter. So don't worry if there is no panel that comes along with your GoPro. For mounting the GoPro itself, you'll see that there's this long side with this rubber material. you want to pull back the rubber until it is loose and these prongs can be moved back and forth. So now that the GoPro is ready to be mounted, you want to take the opening of the GoPro and have it facing the outside of the sensor. You want to lift the tab up and you can pinch the prongs and push the GoPro in. It's fully inserted when you hear a clicking sound, and now you're good to go. You need to now put the rubber back and have it sit flush on top of the sensor. As a good check, you should see that the GoPro does not move. If this is a case where it moves back and forth, there's this knob for adjustment, and your GoPro is ready to go. Now for the last part of the assembly, we're going to check the antennas and proper installation of cables. The first thing that we want to do is pull down each of the antennas, as this is a normal range of motion for the antennas. We're going to first do a check that they're properly tightened. We want to go in visually and check each of the antennas. You see that there is 2 open SMA ports. One is not used and the other one is. You can tell that by the SMA connection labeled ANT1. For ANT1, we're going to take the GPS cable. This cable is for the GPS unit on top of the Lidar. As you can see on the panel, there are 2 open ports. On the port labeled ANT1, we want to take our GPS cable and we want to go through this eyelet and make sure that we're not snagging on anything, and then tightening. This should be a secure connection. Once the GPS is threaded on, you want to now take your antennas and move them back to the upright position. For the next step, we're going to take our Lidar cable and we're going to plug it into the sensor. Things to note here is that we want to take our GPS cable and tuck it in prior to installing the Lidar. And we're going to take this and we are going to plug it in. The cable is going to sit 90 degrees and perpendicular to the connection itself. You're now going to take this outer casing and you're going to thread it in. You're going to push and thread. And you're going to hear that click. The cable does not move and there is no play from the connection to the cable. If there's an issue with this, please contact us, as you will not get good data collection or this sensor will not boot up at all without this being connected. For this next step, we are going to pre-install the cable for the 360 GoPro camera. We're going to take our braided cable and we're going to take the USB-C side and we're going to thread it through the GoPro in between the GPS cable. And we're going to go through the top hole. And then we're going to tuck the rest of the cable under here. That will make it easier for carrying it out to your vehicle. Now before plugging it in, we want to take our 90-degree USB-C adapter and plug it in. Just click here, click, and then here, click here. Now you want to take your Velcro. You want to take 2 of them out. With your first one, you want to secure the cable to the post. And you do that at the bottom. So you want to grab under here. Pop this tab out. And then pull this through so it should sit flush. And like that. And now for our second Velcro strap, we want to grab at this junction between the GPS cable, the 360, and the Lidar. So we're going to take this Velcro strap and tighten it through. For this next step, it is optional, but we do advise that you follow along as a best practice. It's pre-installing the power cable. You just want to minimize as much work on top of the vehicle as possible, and this is a good opportunity to plug it in. Let's take a look at how this power cable works. If you take a look at the top profile, there's a notch at the bottom. It aligns with the bottom of the connector labeled PWR. This goes here. And you should be able to tighten it almost all the way, and you should bottom out on the connector itself. You can now take the power cable and not obstructing any of the antennas, and you can place it over the GoPro. What this does is it allows you to carry the sensor out in less pieces and makes it a little bit simpler when you're going for the vehicle installation. This wraps up the assembly portion of the sensor that is done prior to collection. If anything looks out of line or you have any questions as to how this works, please contact the support line number provided, and I'll gladly help you along with this process.